Gentlemen, I guess and ladies, my mom and Danielle watch this. It would have been real nice if you guys would have told me about this small dent here in the quarter panel before I painted it. No one let me know. Anyway, I'm going to smash this out real quick like. Then the plan for today, I went and got some different color. I got some darker, with a little bit more metallic, and a different sheen, gray, silver. And I'd like to get this quarter panel, this door, kind of sanded, blocked out. Maybe get the side of the roof going. The roof doesn't need a lot of work. It will need just a little bit up in the drip rail area. And I think I got to fine tune the ribs, but really it should be pretty easy. Before, on the other side, I painted right over the high build primer, which has a real texture to it. So if I can bring it down to just like a 180 or 220 or something like that, not final prep for paint stuff, but close to, I think it'll give it a pretty good idea. So I'm gonna knock this out. The quarter should go pretty quick. I got to do around the door jamb, the rocker, and the B-pillar for sure gonna need a little bit of work. And I know that. I think beforehand, I'm gonna knock this out. I might try some of that blocking spray or whatever it's called there, guide coat. I keep forgetting, never used it. And we'll see what we got on this quarter panel. I'm hoping we have just the one here. I know there was a little divot right here, like it looks like I filled that in already. So I'll get this squared away, and then we'll try and put less filler in it than usually I would put in. Well, we worked on it a little bit. It still has a dent there. Unfortunately, the wheel well runs right at the top of it. So I got the bottom of it out. The top I didn't, so I'd have to pull it out with the puller and the stud gun. And honestly, I think a little bit of filler right there versus putting a bunch of heat in this brand new panel is the way to go. Now this here is this guide coat stuff. Shake 1 minute. Apply a light mist coat over the area. Sand until guide coat black can no longer be seen. So the idea is you'll kind of spray down, mist the panel, I guess. And if there's a low spot, it will be left behind. So for instance, there will be a low spot there. So we'll try this out on the quarter, because I've never done it before. We'll see what happens. Feel free to tell me, all the experts in the comments, that I did it wrong. I'm kind of used to it by now. I guess I have to wait for any amount of time, or is it ready to go? It's almost like a powder. I'm not gonna lie, I think I just like the guide coat. Maybe I should just clear coat over it. What do you think? Okay. So, we've got, I believe it's 180 on this. So in theory, I guess it's dry. It should take it off. Yeah, so that's a flat panel. It's taken most of the guide coat off. It's just a little bit of where the primer is kind of textured. I think we're doing okay. So I'll blast through this panel real quick and see if there's any spots to put filler on. I can't imagine there's going to be very many. This panel cost me a fortune. I gotta say, the panel actually came out pretty good. So we obviously have the one lump, and then just a little bit above the gas door, but I believe I welded in there. Gotta go back, but it feels like there's filler there because it's got a low spot around it. And just right at the very bottom, which I know I didn't touch, but we might as well fill that in. You can tell on the transition here, this needs lots of filler work. It's clearly got a high spot there, followed by a low spot. So that's that. We'll schmoo those and those. I'm not gonna worry about this just yet. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. And actually, I thought this would be a lot worse. There's a couple of little low spots. The real issue I think is gonna be on the front side. It's kind of wobbly in and out towards the door versus outwards, which is fantastic. So I'll just kind of put a skim coat of filler top to bottom and run the board up and down. So, not bad. We'll fill her up real quick and we'll be right back, do a little sanding. All right, so we got the old girl loaded up with filler, a few spots back there. Here I went, obviously a little bit kind of past, got a little gross. So we can block that down real quick with some 40 or something like that. And then here, the factory panel wrapped around, I welded on the inside, so whatever. Anyways, well, this is drying. It's actually getting probably pretty good now. I started blocking the roof, and I gotta say, it turned out pretty good. So I guide coated the whole thing, just like we did here, and we're working our way down. I haven't done the little ribs, but considering how good the rest is coming out, there's just a couple of, like, bled through here to be flat there, but I think that's fine. I haven't done the side yet. I can feel a little divot right there and around the curve. I don't know, I'll do it with hand, with like a shorter block. I haven't done here yet, obviously. But I'll set the camera up and just kind of show you what I'm doing, because it's very boring, and you got to be real slow, because I mean, if you see how much flex there is in the roof, you can barely scuff it. So we'll set the camera up. All right, so the way I did this was, instead of going across the ribs, I've noticed that the ribs just have a little bit of a high spot as they kind of go. I guess it's just the way the stamping is, or whatever it may be, and that's kind of irrelevant. If the rib itself is a little goofy inside, you'll never notice, but I think you'll notice this flat part. So I hold the block kind of at a bit of an angle in between the two ribs, and we just run her back and forth with very light pressure. Slowly but surely, it'll take it all down. You guys want to watch this in real time? Be pretty fun, eh? Just slowly taking her down. This high build primer, I'm telling you, if you guys for some reason aren't a believer in it, spend the money. It's not super cheap, but it is literally like putting a thin coat of body filler on the whole car. And if you have a big block and a bit of patience, I only have one of those, it'll flatten out anything and makes it look real nice. A spot right there. So that's kind of it. Now there's still just a little bit of guide coat you can see in a few spots, but I'm going to end up taking her down a few more grits of sandpaper, so I feel it's fine. And on the edge, I kind of go over a couple at a time, just to try and keep it nice and round. I can really play a terrible angle for you. You'll have to trust me. Hey, I could be doing it wrong. There we go. I'll finish off my last few bits, and by the time that's done, we'll be working the quarter again. Roof is dialed. We got the sides all together. Still got to do the ribs, but that's a problem for someone else. Well, me later on. So now We'll start getting everything kind of straightened out on the quarter. I mean, it's pretty simple. We're not going to guide coat it right now, obviously. We're going to give her a little kind of back and forth, and it should be pretty good because the body filler will show if it's been touched or not. It'll stay this kind of darker color as opposed to get nice and smooth. We'll run it back and forth. You don't just want to kind of go back and forth like that. You got to kind of do, you know, X's and stuff like that to spread her out. Let's see what happens here real quick. It's come out pretty good already. So you can, the dent was right in the center. We're already getting, you know, it's already sanding, so we should be fine. We should be able to just kind of flatten out, because this is now a high spot compared to the rest of the panel. So we should be in good shape. I think we should be pretty good. So we got bare metal, a little bit of primer, then the filler, then we got primer, and then back to bare metal. But feels nice, real nice. About the fuel door real quick, and then we'll get working on the door jamb. Okay, so we're at the jamb now. I think that fuel door might just need a little bit more love. Anyway, we got some 40 grit to kind of really hammer off where it's all schmooed up. Then I got this little square one because it steps down in the door jamb, so we can get nice in there. And then once we get kind of close, we'll hit it with the big one again and go long strokes. So that's my plan anyways. This is kind of irrelevant. We're just trying to knock off the excess. Okay, so we got that kind of taken care of. Now we're gonna get in this door jamb area, try and flatten her out the best we can. This may take a couple of goes, but we got nothing but time. All right, we got the girl all dialed together. We got the door jamb mostly done. I'm happy with it. So now what we're gonna do is, it's the end of the night. We're gonna use a little bit of primer. We're gonna hit just basically the spots that have filler on it and where we got down to bare metal. Let that harden up overnight. And then tomorrow we'll give it a little scuff. Again, this will probably take a couple of coats. We'll just do the one on camera. And then, oh yeah, look at that. And then tomorrow, we'll scuff it up again. And I'd like to lay down that paint. I got tomorrow off, so first thing in the morning, or first thing when I go to bed, crack of noon. I'm always up early. And then, yeah, we'll let it kind of set up and see what it looks like. I have high hopes, but I have been fooled before. So I went 2 shades darker, and like I said, a little bit shinier, so I'm confident. Anyway, we'll get this taken care of, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so next day. So last night I obviously primed a few spots. I really went hard in the ribs, and then I've since blocked the car yet again. Not to really straighten it out, but just to bring her down. So I used 220 and then some 320. I think I have some 400 and 500 next door. But for what we're trying to do here, we just want to get the color on, see what it's going to look like. I mean, you can see that that high build is kind of filling up some of those sanding scratches. So I think we should be okay. I'm gonna have to blow it off one more time, wipe it all down. I still gotta block the quarter, I should say. And I wanna do the door as well, but I'm gonna paint the roof because I got some running around to do this afternoon. So I can paint it and let it harden up. And then we'll do the bottom. It should harden up pretty quick. The stuff I got has some sort of catalyst in it, so it's only good for so long anyways. And apparently the guy said the hotter it is, the faster it'll cure. I don't know. So and the white we're gonna do at the top is the same as the other side, but now it's sanded down on a more prepped surface. So it'll lay down a lot nicer and hopefully look a lot better. I'm not gonna do any masking. We're just gonna kind of fog over here, up around, maybe just go kind of like that far. And we'll have a pretty good idea what she's gonna look like. I'm hoping it goes okay. I like the white over there, but it has like that eggshell vibe because obviously I didn't prep the surface very well. I'm pretty confident with the way the roof looks. It sure looks, I mean on camera everything looks good, but it's very flat, or there's no highs and lows I should say. It's obviously a complete round mess. And then the quarter I think should come up pretty good, and I'm happy with the door. So honestly I'd like to do, that much white, that much gray. We'll see what happens. So we'll get set up on the camera, we'll blow this in, and then I'll see you in a couple hours. Third coat, I don't have much left, so I'm just going to do kind of one or two passes of what you're actually going to see. There we go. So I really like this white. It's very bright, which the factory Tri-5 it's a little lighter, not lighter, yellowy, or I don't know what to call it. This is very bright, which I like. I've seen a few cars kind of with this. We'll try it out, we'll see what happens. If it's terrible, we'll paint it. Anyway, came out pretty good. You can still see a few scratches in it. Obviously we didn't give her right down and stuff like that, and then in here it's kind of not perfect, but we just only had the one can. So now, I have 2 cans of color. I'd like to do, like I said, here up on the door and the quarter. So I'm going to do the same thing, a little bit of sanding on this bad boy, which shouldn't be too much work, same as the top. And we'll come back and we'll paint her up. It should be perfect. I mean, at this point now, it's all blocked out. It's as straight as it's going to be. So I'll use a block, but around the edges, and I'll just kind of do it by hand. And the door is pretty much ready to go. So shouldn't be too much work. Okay, so we got the masking just a little bit on the white. Hopefully it doesn't mess the paint up. It's only been maybe a couple hours since that's up, so probably a little early to be taping on it, but be fine. I'm gonna try maybe do just half the door. We'll see what happens. I might do the whole door if I have enough paint. And I want to do most of the quarter. Again, at least kind of maybe just do this up so I can see it. I don't know. I do have 2 cans of paint, so I might just do the full quarter. We'll see what happens. It's all smoothed out. I sanded it on camera in 180, then I did 220, 240, and then another 320. So again, it's not perfect. There may be some sanding scratches, but we're just trying to get the look. I need it. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the color. Let me know in the comments if you still hate it. Or maybe you like the other one better. I haven't, that's the problem with these videos. I gotta edit them and put them out yet. So I'm just convincing myself, so I'm chasing my tail. But let me know if you have any ideas for paint colors. At this point, I'm all ears. All right, let's lay some paint down. Okay, this is a Renault semi-gloss of metallic, silvery gray. Wish me luck. One can down. Let it flash off, we'll hit it again, but basically 2 coats, hoping another 2 on there, we'll see what it looks like. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I want to put another coat on while it's still kind of wet. We'll see what happens here. All right, let's set up. See what happens. Oh, did I block everything with the door? Oh, no, you're still. Well, it's another day in the frozen north. We let the paint dry overnight. I put just a little bit of trim on it. It's just barely hanging on, so hopefully it doesn't fall off. I really like the color. Let me know what you guys think. You can kind of block that. I think it looks cool. It's definitely, the top's a little shinier than the bottom. I do believe this paint can go on real thick and it didn't run. So I think that is the trick. But I do enjoy this color. It's got that kind of a semi-gloss-ish look, a bit of a hot rod, custom, whatever it may be. I would like, I've been talking to my buddy Josh, some sort of, I don't know if it's a pinstripe. I mean, guys will airbrush the trim on these 55s, the Nomad, because the trim is, like I said, $5,000. To maybe break it up a little bit, let's go with the trim on it. I really enjoy it. The wheels, we're gonna go with those American Racing, which are another shade of gray. I think it'll all complement each other. Those are my thoughts. But let me know if you guys have any other, if you like it or don't like it. And if you have any thoughts about maybe a different color. I'm open to changing the color, but I've done enough research, enough screwing around, and I think I'm happy with the way it looks. So that's where I'm leaving it for now. Thank you very much for watching. We're taking a slight break from this for the next video or so, doing some motor stuff in the other garage, because I need a break from sanding. I'm sure you guys do too. Tailgate will be up next. It's not terrible. It's gonna be a lot of screwing around in between there. Quarter panel should be pretty easy, and this door and this fender were in better shape to start. So I don't think it'll be too crazy. I still gotta deal with the hood. I haven't forgot about it. All right, see, look how ugly. Well, that's actually the color I picked, but look at compared to that. Ugh. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.